Right. So, got two things to, I guess, bring up. First thing, super lighthearted. Changed my name to Wise Up Wyatt because I most often go by my middle name, which happens to be Wyatt, Wyatt. I thought Wise Up Wyatt would be a clever way of saying I still have a lot to learn about most things, if not everything. Yeah, so that's the first thing. Decided to change my name from, it was just my first and last name, and now it's Wise Up Wyatt. So I thought that was something super important to bring up. Uh, Second thing, I want this to become, well, maybe there's probably gonna be three things now. I want this to become more of a like fun channel and not just like random topics that I'm sitting here talking about because I feel like that will not change anything in anybody's world except for maybe bring empathy forward um, into various people's lives. But uh, yeah, I just want to. I guess I want to try and spread joy as well as understanding and as well as connection. One of my other goals is to connect people with each other and like in a platonic sort of way where you can like make a friend and somehow I don't know how because it just seems so weird to I would love to be able to facilitate like connecting people with other people. Um, so that is one of my goals, and yeah, I've thought about somehow making a business out of it or like creating an app of just connecting people with each other. You used to be able to like get on Craigslist and find all the creepy people that you could ever want in the world and just be able to like text them or email them on there, and that used to be a thing, and I think it got too weird and they had to take it away. um, but yeah, so I want to do something where it's like my company would be the middleman in facilitating some sort of super safe platonic meeting in public places to begin with, friendships for like super awkward people that don't know how to seek people out or that are afraid of that. So there can be some sort of like it'd be kind of like mentoring. If you have like a best friend that's super awkward and they don't know how to talk to people like me, then you could help, like there could be help for them for finding someone to talk to. I think just one friend can make all the difference in someone's life, and it's just like it's the difference of like night and day, and it can be life and death. So that's I that would be like a really interesting um, way that I would like to like help people. Interesting, and I think it's actually plausible for me. So moving on from that, I guess now the third topic I'd like to go over quickly is my health real quick, which is so like boring, and there's all these a lot of people talk about their vegan diets, talk about their carnivore diets, talk about keto diet, talk about whatever diet they're on. I'm open to whatever diet is the best for whoever. I've been through many phases myself. Vegan was okay. I felt like it was somehow maybe a little bit cleansing somehow. Um, and for me, digestively, I have to eat animal products, except for I don't eat a lot of dairy, or I'm trying to cut back because that's not good for me for some reason. Um, Mostly, I eat a lot of meat, and then I take certain herbs because that just balances everything out. And I'm kind of on the fence about probiotics, but I have to be very, very careful because I got sick in 2016 in the fall, winter-ish, November maybe of 2016, and I didn't know what was going on, and all kinds of crazy stuff went down, and it was hard because there was nothing that no doctor could kind of like, no doctor was able to pin it down. And it was really hard because I had no diagnosis for the longest time, and I still have no diagnosis, but I have things figured out to the point where I can manage my pain levels day to day, and I can manage like getting enough calories in and stuff like that without feeling like I'm gonna die. It's just a matter of figuring out what foods actually work for me and which ones I should always stay away from, like no matter what. And it just took some time and a lot of effort and a little bit of help, but mostly I was just on my own, which was really frustrating, to be honest, because, and this happens, I'm sure, a lot more than we hear about. You don't get a diagnosis and you just kind of left to like hopefully feel better. You know, they just tell you, well, maybe just try eating healthier, exercising more, and sleeping better. So just the basic life things. And I started with diet and got worlds better, and now I'm able to like think clear for the most part and actually function in like a 40-hour work week job, which is still really hard, but I'm able to do it now. So yeah, it wasn't the easiest thing, but I got through it. Still get through it each day. It's like it's really weird saying this out loud because I'm just kind of like, I don't really think about it anymore just because it's been, years that this has been happening. But I wake up each morning and I don't remember there being a morning lately that I'm not like, my whole body's not like pulsing, with this like really achy sort of weird pain. So in my mind, I think that I'm kind of on the fence about my body could eventually, I'm not going to say eventually because I'm not going to let it happen. But if I let myself get too sick, I would probably be a person to develop some sort of like rheumatoid arthritis, or, anything that's like degenerative, because I feel the pain in my bones, to be honest, which is not the most comforting thing to feel. And I can't eat anything inflammatory. Sugar gives me like sugar and dairy seem to give me instant like headache, which I've never had headaches in my life. So that right away, I'm like, okay, I don't want anything feeling bad in my head, because who knows I don't know, brain health. That just freaks me out. So I stay away from sugar. I stay away from starches. I will eat fruit every once in a while, if it's like berries or something dark or high in fiber, because the fiber will, gotta sneeze. Excuse me. Because the fiber will kind of slow down the sugar uptake. So I've eaten fruit of late, and it doesn't cause too many issues. So I can do that. I try to eat some vegetables. Vegetables seem to help a little bit. Sometimes the wrong ones don't do that well. Don't want to eat too much spinach because the oxalates or whatever is in there. Yeah, if I can afford it, I get grass-fed. I do a lot of fat, though. A lot of bacon, which is actually great for things like sex drive, because the saturated fat and cholesterol are precursors for hormones. So that's always a good thing. You want to eat enough fat, especially in my opinion, especially as a male. You want to get enough fat because you want to, at least for my life, I want to be able to like perform in more than one way, to the best I can, which isn't always like, there's weeks where it's just like everything is just great and drive is just like really high, but there are also weeks where I'm just like, it sucks. And but I think that correlates with the amount of food that I can eat, If I have like a pack of bacon, I'm like on the top of the world. And I wish I could just do that every day, but it's a matter of like what you can afford and what you have time to really do. So anyway, I think I'm derailing a lot. I was just supposed to talk about my health stuff and just kind of went off the rails. So yeah, I'm surviving, but it's a day-to-day thing. Oh, I wanted to bring up one of the main things that I noticed that I started getting weird symptoms, like I wasn't able to jog for as long as I wanted to or exercise, and my energy just completely plummeted. Probably in 2015, because in 2015 I believe that's the year that I ended up getting mononucleosis, which is basically that's the Epstein-Barr virus in action. So it's activated in your body. So you acquire the Epstein-Barr virus, and that can remain dormant. When it's active, I believe that's mononucleosis, and you get all these symptoms, which can last anywhere from like a couple days to a couple weeks to even a couple months. It's just a very varied time frame, in my understanding. So I got that, and my mom's a nurse, luckily, so we tested me, and we know that that's what I had because he did a little test strip, and the line shows up if you're positive for it. So I had the virus in 2015, and from that point, I thought I was never going to want to jog again. And I've actually been able to go for like a couple 9-milers, which I don't do anymore because I think that depletes my body more than anything. I don't really know the facts behind that. But I was still able to do that. And yeah, so I think it's just a matter for me keeping the Epstein-Barr virus dormant. And that's maybe how I'm surviving now. And I've been lucky enough to figure out how to do that for myself. It's hard each day, but I'm making it through.